This is the freakiest thing. Like, it's windy, but knowing that there's people in here and they're probably, we don't know if they're homeless or if they're scrappers, because we keep hearing bangs, but we don't know if it's the wind or if it's them.
That could be the voice of the intercom legend that we've been hearing about. We should have looked if there was an intercom speaker somewhere around there.
There wasn't.
Alright, it's in here.
The proper people are known for meticulous, no-nonsense urban explorations and clear documentation of what's real versus rumour. In their night investigation of an abandoned asylum, they enter through a collapsed doorway and sweep their lights across endless peeling corridors. Almost immediately, the building answers back. A metallic bang echoes from deep inside, followed by a chain of knocks that travel through the ward like something moving room to room. They pause, whispering to keep their sound print small and push toward the noise.
Yeah, too. We were standing in the same spot. Yeah, there's nobody here, dude. That was a little creepy. That could be the voice of the intercom legend that we've been hearing about. We should have looked if there was an intercom speaker somewhere around there.
There wasn't. There's nothing left in here.
As they pass a nurse's station, a door creaks shut somewhere down the hallway. Then a second door, like a reply. The team marks exits, kills their light for a moment to listen, and you hear it. A distinct footfall on broken tile, not wind, not pipes.
Did you hear that?
No.
Something down here.
They call out to make sure it isn't security or another explorer. No answer. The camera catches fluttering curtains in a room with no intact windows, which should have killed any draft explanation. Another slam rattles a ward door that's half off its hinges. They set a stationary shot watching a junction of two corridors. In the silence, a gurney's wheel squeals. One small rotation, then stops. That's enough. They sweep back toward the exit, documenting the path to prove they didn't stage anything.
We should head to the other building and maybe ask the kids if they've encountered anything while we were gone. See if they have any stories.
Sure, let's head back.
So I think we're pretty much done with this one.
Yeah.
And we can come back and do some more investigating, but I think we're done like seeing it at least.
Yeah. There's not much building to look at out here, but like, we're in the forest.
The final wide shot shows the empty hall they just left, and a faint clatter from the darkness, like keys grazing metal. Exploring. With Josh brings high-energy explores, but he's careful when things turn risky. In Abandoned New Hospital, Found Bloody Morgue, he and friends push through a newly shuttered complex that still looks like the staff could return any minute. Elevators are dead, but emergency lights flicker on one wing.
Oh my god, dude.
This is crazy.
It's still here. It's all set up like it was never... It's just all untouched, man.
It's like they were about to do the laundry before they just left this place.
Yeah, man. It's like a hurricane or something happened, like something crazy, and everybody just had to leave everything.
Yeah.
They find a long corridor with patient charts scattered across the floor and turn into the basement looking for mechanical rooms, only to hit a morgue with bloody smears on the drain grate and labelled specimen bags on a tray. The tone changes. They keep narration low and pan slowly. Coolers, autopsy table, and a wall of storage slots with faded tags. One drawer is cracked. They won't touch it. In the hallway, a motion sensor chirps even though the power is supposed to be cut, and a distant beep like a monitor alarm comes in waves. Passing pathology, they catch fresh footprints in dust headed the same direction they came from. That triggers a controlled retreat. Lights down. Voices kept to a whisper. At the stairwell, a metal door slams above them, hard enough to shake rust flakes. They hold at the landing listening. Silence. Then the elevator cable twangs somewhere in the shaft. The final shot is a fast walkout with the camera glancing back at the open basement hall. Josh calls it. Whatever's down there, squatter, scrapper or something else, they're not sticking around to debate.
So Josh and I are leaving. Alright, let's see.
Alright, it's in here. I'm ready for this dead monkey. Ready, guys? You ready?
Dan Bell, the filmmaker behind the Dead Mall and Dead Motel series, approaches locations like living history, except this hotel still has residents and not the paying kind. In this episode, he moves through ornate but rotting hallways, mirrors silvered and collapsing, runner carpets turning to dust underfoot. He narrates the building's backstory when a soft shuffle carries from a side corridor. He calls out, "Hello, we're filming." No answer. He advances, announcing himself repeatedly, then stops. The audio picks up murmured voices behind a door with a broken latch. Dan steps back to give space. This is their home now, and turns to leave quietly. That's when it flips. Down the other hall, a door clicks shut, and for a beat, you can hear someone breathing near the corner. He says plainly he doesn't want trouble, and the camera stays steady on the intersection as he outlines the exit plan. Move slow, keep hands visible, and no surprises. Halfway out, an impact thuds on the stairwell metal below, like someone dropped a pipe. He pauses. Do they go back up and risk a dead end, or down past whoever's there? He chooses up and around, skirting balconies to reach a secondary fire escape. The closing minute is the realism Dan is known for. This isn't ghosts. It's people trying to survive inside a structure that's falling apart. Respect the space. Don't agitate. Leave safely. Mobile Instinct specialises in clean, solo documentation. No jump cuts, just what's there. In This Abandoned Hospital is Still Occupied, medical records, biolabs and squatters. Oh my, he enters a mid-century facility where ivy has eaten the facade, but file rooms remain intact.
For anyone to see and read or do whatever they wanted with, which is crazy.
Yeah, I don't want to show all that personal information. So they thought it was okay to just lock it all in this room and it would be okay.
Yeah.
When simply somebody just had to break that window and reach in and unlock it.
That's it.
He shows rows of patient folders, x-rays on light boxes, and a lab with centrifuges still labelled. Then the vibe pivots. A fresh blanket, a pair of shoes near a radiator, and a candle stub recently burned. He's not alone. He lowers his voice and narrows his beam. From the surgical wing, a tinny radio hisses, then cuts. In a side room, he finds booby-trap noise lines, strings with cans, rigged across a doorway to warn squatters of intruders. That's the red line. He keeps rolling, but the mission changes to getting out without startling anyone. In the main hall, a cart rolls a few inches and stops. Whether draft or someone testing his presence, he doesn't challenge it. He detours through pediatrics and passes a mural of cartoon animals with graffiti layered over crayon drawings, signs kids had been brought here after closure. That lands hard, and he says it. Locations like this aren't sets. They're shelter for people who need it.
Knowing that there's people in here and they're probably, we don't know if they're homeless or if they're scrappers, because we keep hearing bangs, but we don't know if it's the wind or if it's them ripping stuff out and throwing it. Like that.
All over, like that. That was behind us, but the other one was up there.
He backs into daylight, ending with a clear takeaway. Document the decay, sure, but respect boundaries when a place is still lived in. Bros of Decay focus on authentic European explores, careful, respectful, and thorough. In We Found Patient Blood, in an untouched abandoned hospital, they step into a time capsule, nurses' stations frozen, old signage intact, and laboratory fridges humming from a building fed by a partial power line.
Probably some sort of the emergency room, because the nurses would be in here, and the patients, they could constantly monitor them. We even have a heart rate monitor to the side of the bed. The complete bed is still made.
Inside those fridges, labelled vials and blood samples still sealed, alongside pathology slides and personal medical data. The camera holds the labels but doesn't reveal names. Ethics first. They narrate the legal and moral weight of what they're seeing. Biohazard in a publicly accessible space.
All the patient documents are also still in here. Of course I'm gonna blur it, but I just want to have a look inside of here. There seems to be nothing like left in these maps and these binders.
Past the lab, a surgical theatre remains in place, with overhead lights turned to one last empty procedure. In orthopedics, they find patient casts and braces, and then a locked cabinet where keys sit in the door as if someone meant to return. The most unnerving moment is sound. A compressor kicks on by itself in the lab behind them, rattling bottles. Power's intermittent, but certain circuits still live. They keep moving methodically, no touching, no removing items, and document records rooms full of files that should have been destroyed.
Oh, I just came to the front desk of the hospital, where the patients came inside, they registered themselves. Probably the emergency room is also somewhere around here. Let me just check out behind the desk and see what's behind here. The echo checks, patient resume, so all the papers of the patients are still in here. The magazines for the nurses to read when they were bored.
The message is clear. This isn't just creepy, it's a failure of decommissioning with real privacy and health risks. They end the explore by alerting viewers to the hazards and leaving the site as they found it, closing the door on a facility that's chilling precisely because it's too intact. Steve Ronin blends urbex with cautious paranormal inquiry. In Unexplained Scream, heard while exploring abandoned hospital, found scratched padded cell, he and his team comb a derelict psychiatric facility. The air is dead still. Paint curls like parchment from walls. They pass a day room, then hit a padded cell where the fabric panels are torn through to yellowed foam.
Right?
Dude,
what do you think it is?
Laying that right now.
I want this.
don't think I'm gonna do it.
I want this for my bed.
I'll sleep in that.
Oh, what's inside there? But that's a pretty cool looking door.
Across the interior, deep scratch marks running parallel at shoulder height like someone fought the room itself. They set a camera in the doorway and step back to catch ambient audio. For a long beat, nothing. Then a sharp, human-sounding scream rips down the hallway, close enough to clip the microphone. Everyone freezes. They call out, trying to confirm it's another explorer. Silence. They sweep toward the source, passing isolation rooms where observation windows are spiderwebbed from impacts. In a treatment room, a curtain sways though the air is motionless. The team decides to hold the threshold rather than enter blind. A metal clatter hits behind them, like a tray dropped. That's the cue. They regroup, announce their exit, and backtrack with the camera pointed behind.
Watch your step.
The final frames carry the earlier scream's echo, now distant, wrapped in the building's natural reverb. Steve's takeaway isn't melodrama, it's caution. Abandoned hospitals aren't just dangerous because of ghosts, they're dangerous because of what you can't see in the dark corners between rooms.